Michael North, Commercial Manager in Norway for Lloyd's Register.
So Michael, as someone who is abreast of marine batteries, you'll be aware that recently there was an incident with a ro-ro vessel in the Atlantic which had to be abandoned due to fire. Is this the shape of things to come, and what can we do about it?
We can look at how to improve the fire detection systems for such vessels, where there is already activities going on. We can also look to see how we can improve the fire handling and fire fighting systems to localize fire prevention should such an incident happen. So those are things that we can do. We can also maybe look at the conditions that the automobiles have once they're brought onto the ro-ro vessels, as that was the incident.
How much consideration is being given to battery aging as a safety consideration?
I think normally battery aging, it will come across as how much the cell composition changes. I think actually battery aging has more been focused on how the state of charge and the performance of the battery degrades, and normally that has been seen as coming first before it has significant safety impacts.
There were some very specific questions for you. There were a lot of questions for you, and there were questions around collaboration and whether there's enough pan-industry collaboration. One example cited, talking about class societies in the round, was there was a major class society, not necessarily yourselves, not accepting a major gas-based fire extinguishing system after ferry fires. Give us your take on pan-industry collaboration in this area.
There is pan-industry collaboration. You have IACs and other organizations where people are working together. So there is definitely pan-industry, but we're all still learning on novel technologies. Batteries are a more mature, but still a novel technology. And through that, it's still important that on each situation, you consider the risks. I can understand the reasons for class societies to take that stance. And I think we would take the stance of show us that you've got a system that is working safely, rather than purely saying no.
Did it surprise you when we asked the audience to rank their perception of the greatest risk when it comes to marine batteries at sea, that they came out with batteries subject to high temperatures rather than battery damage or battery overcharging?
Not completely. When you see what has happened with many of the incidents, and also that often the battery room is a secure space, so it is difficult for it to get damaged, but you don't know what's going to be going on around the area.
Another talking point, and the suggestion was it's a talking point every one of these conferences year in, year out, is will we see solid state batteries in 5 years?
And I have to say on that one, I have not been up to date enough with the solid state, because that's a new technology, and I would there refer to some of the other replies where it was not sure yet.
What I'm sure you're surer of is how you found today. We're talking at the end of the first day of the Electric and Hydrogen Conference. How have you found it?
Very good. I've been sad not to be here for longer. I'm only here for today. I enjoyed the conference 3 years ago in 2019 before we were all locked down, and I had hoped to be here for 3 days, but I've not been able to. But I think it's good to have this forum, good to have the Norwegian influence, but also the international view as well.